Hello there, MAGFAST Nation. Seymour here with your weekly update. And this week I wanted to talk to you about one of the dozens and dozens of things I've been doing. I have my first job I had many years ago. When I was there for the interview, I asked the interviewer, "What's this job like?" And they said, "Well, it's like you want to think of yourself as being someone who's working in the circus. That trick where they're spinning plates on the top of poles." And you've got dozens and dozens of plates up in the air, and your job is to move quickly enough that none of the plates fall off. So this is one of the plates at the moment. One of the many things that we have to do to bring MagFast to the world at the standard that we want to bring it to. It's something that we're paying a lot of attention to. I don't think that other people necessarily do. And it's the product graphics. It's just the stuff that gets printed onto the products. And I thought, for fun, we might just whip through this now. So here's life, and it's pretty straightforward, but let's go over it. So we've got the logo up at the top, the new logo. Thank you, by the way, for all of your really appreciated the other week when we showed you the new logo, and the response was just so positive. Everyone understood how important it was to get this strong and get it right. And immediately we put it on here, and the products just look better already. Just to be clear, you're looking at a mock-up that I have done in Keynote software up here. This is not. We're not looking at actual product. This is the mock-up that I'm doing as guidance for the proper graphic artists. In the middle here is your Qi target, because we've got to place your phone directly over here for your Qi charging. I noticed that little 1 in there. And we're going to do a whole update about this sometime, but what we figured out is that when you get to the bigger products like Extreme here, all right, there is an issue that you've got 1, 2, 3 Qi wireless charging ports. Then on the end, you've got USB-C and USB-A, and down the other end, you've got more USB-C and more USB-A. And you might be, you might be charging any combination of different things at different times. Some will take priority over others. And what we figured out is, seeing as we've already got, let me just zoom back in, seeing as we've already got this collection of 10 LEDs here, we should use that to convey information. If I go still here, yeah, we should use that to convey information about what's going on. And this is just a still shot. I'll do a whole update on the LED system, because we're really pleased with it. Actually, we think it may even be patentable. But in this still shot, what you can see is that we have a state of something going on. I will reveal all when we do the LEDs update. But in the still picture, something's going on at port number 2, port number 4, port number 7, and of course these are the ports, right? So here's number 5, and as you can see, number 5 is not in action. Number 7 is actually, you know what? We'll save this for the time that we do the full LED system, LED-licious system, in an upcoming week. But that's why we've got these the LEDs. We always had 10 of them, but that's why we've now got these numbers beside them. And on the screen, the grey is kind of dark. We're going to go slightly paler than this, so that it's really subtle. You can read it if you want to, but basically you've got this beautiful white thing in the room. On the bottom, a graphic that has just some of the standard manufacturing information. And on the back, we have got a bunch of different things. Serial number, okay? Each individual item, each individual product has a highly secure serial number, which is not guessable. You're looking at a made-up number here. This is not a real serial number. But what's really important with serial numbers is that two things. One is that they can be batched. So you can say, hey, if you have a serial number between this and this, then please get in touch, or please return. We don't expect any returns, but we need to be responsible and have a system that can allow for that kind of thing. But you also need them to be secure, because we can't have people just ringing up and claiming to have a product in their hand when all they did was go to the store and copy a serial number off a box. So a lot of work's gone into the serial number system. Maybe we'll talk about that another time. But there's the serial number, which will be unique and will also be presented in a shorter form on the outside of the box. Here in the center, if you look at the back of the product, here in the center is the Qi target. Okay, because we wanted something right on the product to remind you that you can charge these chargers, these power banks, on any Qi wireless charging pad. If you're in Starbucks or if you already have one in your home or whatever, you can just lay the product down, and the center of the back is going to go right onto the. You're going to center this right on your Qi charging pad, and it'll start charging right away. It'll sense it, and immediately start to take a charge up on board. Underneath that, something called MAGFAST fingerprint, which I'm not going to talk about right now. I'm going to do it in a future update. There it is. There it is again. But what I want to do is to just show you how what we have here is a system of. Actually, let me just show you right on the end here. This other end here. Here's the top area, and remember, these are just sketches on my computer, not final photographs or anything. This is the development process. This is the exciting thing. All right. So here's port number 4, and we've got a graphic here showing that it's used for in and out. You'll be able to take power in via USB-C or out via USB-C. 7, the old, got to hand it to it, USB-A here has been going for years and has done a decent job, but C is so much better. You want to move everything to USB as soon as you can. Excuse me. So we've got this graphic system now where there's pods that are repeated from one product to the next. So this is life, right? Brand, obviously logo at the top. Got your Qi thing there, and then you've got the on-off switch, which is a touch switch. You've seen me demoing that before. We'll do it again soon. The LED system. Then a block of information that does not change from one product to the next on the bottom here, where it's manufactured, the capacity, these little diagrams talking about, certifications and so on. And all of that information is the same from one item to the next as they come off the production line. Always as we work on this, we have to be thinking about manufacturability. We need it to be easy to manufacture to a really, really high standard. So you don't want that. You want to simplify processes wherever you can. So everything on the front is the same for every single life that we will produce, right? The logo, the Qi, and the 1 to 10 number there. That's going to be the same for everybody. All of this information on the bottom is going to be the same for every single one. The back, however, has got the serial number and actually the fingerprint that I'll talk about soon. That's going to be different for every single one. It's going to have to be laser etched on. So in the manufacturing, you don't want to have to put different, you don't want to be putting unique information on multiple sides. So this side is the same for everybody. This second side, the bottom, is the same for everybody. The back is the only side that has unique information in the serial number and the fingerprint. And in the bottom here, this is the same for everybody. And let's just go quickly through, because you're going to see the other items of the family. This is one of these things. So much of what we're doing, if you have children, you have more than one child, you already know how kind of my poor brother, my lucky brother has twins, and 2 is much more than 2 times 1. I mean, it's kind of amazing. And what we've got here is sort of 6 children that we're raising together, all of these products, and one little thing happens to one, and then there's an adjustment to the other. But anyway, here's air seen straight from the front. Okay, only the logo showing on the front, on the back, right? All of the information here. So we've got the logo block, the product name, all right? Serial number, fingerprint. We'll talk about it next time. And there's this kind of common information block that's the same for everything. And here's air with its stand in position. Basically, that information, look, is underneath the stand. When the stand is in position, it covers up the information. But you just pop it off if you need to see it. Here's roads. It's these diagrams don't have the the side bit that sticks into the 12 volt, but you'll start to see a lot of commonality going on here, right? Same information at the top, and we're keeping the port numbers the same from one product to the next, so that if you get used to the fact that 7, for instance, is your USB A's, it will always be 7. If you get used to the fact that remember, this is, I always need to remind people, the cable isn't plugged in here. We're seeing the product without the cable plugged in. So so if you get used to the fact that your built-in cable in the top is number 4, it'll be number 4 on each of the products. Okay, so here's road. You remember it's not quite as tall. Doesn't have the Qi in it because it doesn't need it. It does have, which you can't see here. I want to put it in for you right now. Here you go. Da-da-da. Make it white. Hey, there you go. There's the thing that plugs into the 12 volt thing off the side. All right. Let's just do extreme. I flipped over to this a moment ago. So here we've got, look, this astonishing new feature. We think it's the first in the world on a power bank. 1, 2, 3 Qi spots, and they will correspond. Again, more details in a future update, but they'll respond to LEDs 1, 2, 3. Will give you status and what's going on each of those ports. Here's the top and the bottom. So if I look at that right quick, so here again, this actually doesn't have in and out. It's out only from 4 on Extreme. We wanted to make it as easy as possible to get power into Extreme, so that's actually on the other end. And let me show you the graphics here, because this is, again, I think I showed you this the other week, but we're very pleased with the simplicity of this. You can just, at a glance, you can tell how to get power in from your old micro USB. By the way, we know you've already got 20 micro USBs hanging around your house. We also know that the world has got far too much junk in it. So we're not going to be shipping micros because you don't need it. It would just increase the cost and complexity, and it would junk up your house. But anybody who feels really hard done by, get in touch with customer service and we'll look after you. So here's your USB-C. So this is now one of 2 USB-Cs on Extreme. This one will be in and out. Look, you can see from the graphic, it's part of the in section, the in Venn diagram, and it's part of the out section too. And here are your 2 USB-As, the ones you've used for years, and underneath the cap I've shown you before is the 12 volt for jump starting your car. And on the back, MAGFAST Extreme, serial number like that, fingerprint, what's that all about? Tell you in another update. Charge this power up wirelessly. So you've seen this before. You remember this from Life a few minutes ago, right in the center of the back of Extreme. Okay. Then there's our data block, whatever we're calling it there, all the information that's the same on every single one. And then for Extreme, we've got caution here because the 12 volt outlet is capable of extremely high current. It is a direct unregulated connection to the battery. This is normal in these devices. The cover should always be kept in place. Get in touch with us if misplaced, if lost. All right, well, I hope that's interesting for you. A quick review of our product graphics in progress. This is something that, you wouldn't think of until you do it. I figured I'd probably be able to put it together in a couple of hours. If I were to guess, I'm 25 or 30 hours into it at the moment. It may not look like it at the moment, but I promise you, when you hold this in your hand, you will appreciate the amount of care that we have taken over making it amazing for you. All right. Thanks so much. See you at the next update.